All right, hello and welcome everybody to yet another video in the Dead Draw Gaming tabletop testing series. I am Etchy and joining me is
Jacq Gearhart.
And we are doing a matchup of Lugia versus Zard in the Shrouded Fable format, aka Worlds format. This will be the format that is played for our upcoming World Championships. And even though the set's not like a big set that's changing a lot of things, it does shake up quite a bit of like the top decks. So my deck's actually pretty. I'm playing Lugia. It's pretty similar to what I was playing in the previous format. I slotted in the Fezandipiti just to get that extra onboard draw. It's like in and out of a lot of Japanese lists. Some people like it, some people don't. Definitely can see a lot of value in it, especially in a matchup like this where I will get Iono then unfair stamped into Oblivion. But it is going to be Lugia versus Zard. So there's like two kind of main flavors of Lugia, I'd say. There's this build that I'm playing, which is the Alex Szymanski version, similar to what he played at NAIC. So very heavy iron hands and ways to get the items, or ways to get the hands out very consistently turn 2 and just bow, bow, bow. The other version is just kind of the standard Cinccino version, and it's kind of like a pick your poison thing. You can play this build and have a much stronger Gardevoir matchup, or you can play the Cinccino build and have a much stronger chance of Zard, but it still seems scary because of the inclusion of Dusknoir.
Yeah. We'll see how much Dusknoir ends up. I'm sure it'll come out a lot against the Cinccino. Probably not too much against the straightforward hands version, because I won't need to hit as high numbers or get double knockouts on one prizers.
Yeah, we'll test against both versions here and see how it feels, see how it goes. Because if your Zard matchup's bad, that's probably a bad sign for Lugia for Worlds. So
yeah.
we'll go explore and figure it out together. So let's go ahead and get into game number 1.
Do you want heads or tails?
I will go heads.
It is heads.
I will go first.
Okay. Well, I guess we're both choosing first and second blind. So.
Oh, I should actually check if I have a basic in my hand, and I do. Yay.
I do as well.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of this Szymanski build, and I've really been enjoying it. Very good in a format where not a lot of people are playing Zard, but obviously can change a lot here. So we'll see how this goes. I got the Lugia VSTAR. I'm going to draw for turn, and I think I'm just gonna go for it. Mesagoza. Damn, that was a flop. I'm going to go ahead and throw on a Gift Energy to my Lugia V. And then I'm just going to Carmine this hand straight up. Get rid of one Archeops already. All right. And then I think I will go ahead and pass it on over to you.
All right. Okay. Mesagoza would be really nice here. Tails. It's fine. I can still get a Lumineon maybe or Rotom. Either way, I'm going to play the Buddy Poffin first. Grab Charmander Pidgey. Check the prizes while we're at it. I got my Fezandipiti, 1 Candy, 1 Pidgeot, 1 Fire Energy. I could also hold this hand. So I can also go into like a Radiant Charizard here. Just to pass with that active. I don't think that's worth it right now. I'll bench the Duskull though.
Okay.
Then I can also Poffin for more basics. I kind of want to save it for Ultra Ball though, because Ultra Ball Lumineon, Forest Stone, I can get Candy Pidgeot. I would need. Maybe I do get the Rotom though. I could also get the Lumineon this turn. Maybe that's. I think that might be worth it. Yeah, but what am I? I guess I'm grabbing Arven, and then I can. This is tricky. If I hit the Mesagoza heads, this would have been really easy because I have the guaranteed Candy Pidgeot, Candy Zard next turn. I can also like get a Manaphy here to play around the Ogre Pawn if I wanted to, but I see the Vessel, so I know that it's very unlikely you play the Water Ogre Pawn as well.
I do have variants of this list that do 1 Water, 1 Lightning.
Yeah,
with the Vessel. It's very funny.
So I could get Rotom. I don't have Cleffa in this list. Like Cleffa would be the ideal thing to do here. If I get Rotom, Arven, so I could Ultra Ball for Arven. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll do that. I can
You're going to go for the Lumineon Arven.
Yeah, maybe. Lumineon. So I can get Lumineon, Arven, Nest Ball, Sealstone, Rotom, and then also have the Sealstone. But then I do have a Lumineon in play, which I don't want to have in play. I have to remove that somehow. But I'd probably have to do it anyway next turn. Yeah, I guess I'll have to do that. Okay. I can go Lumineon for Arven, for Sealstone, plus Nest Ball, and then Nest Ball for Rotom.
Okay.
And now I have... I'm not going to use the Sealstone this turn.
Oh, because that was a...
Yeah. I'm going to save that in hand for next turn. I could attach it to either Lumineon or Rotom, but I think the chance that you get a boss is kind of likely. And I definitely... if I get hand disrupted, I'm kind of fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll instant charge for 3.
All right. I realized I should have Vessel just to see my deck, but because I wasn't going to grab anything, but it's all good. Mesagoza. Surely this time. No, okay. Worst card in the game. All right. I'm going in Ultra Ball. Those two. For Archeops. And now I can actually look through my deck. We'll do that prize check again. Just a testing game, so gonna check our prize cards to save time. We're also gonna potentially take back plays and discuss plays with each other. All testing, all preparing for the World Championships, of course. And helping y'all learn the matchups in the decks as well. So yeah, going ahead and grabbing the Archeops. It looks good to me. Really would have liked to get the heads on Mesagoza either time, so I could Ultra Ball for a real card here, but it's all good. And unfortunately, this also means I'm forced to discard a ton of energy here, so gonna do that, and then I will research. This does hamper my ability to just Wyrdeer later, but at least I'm not losing a lot of double turbos. It's just a lot of other energies. All right, well, I can at least attack. Yay. Oh. I should Fezandipiti KO this.
Yeah, you can do that.
I think that's correct. That has to be correct.
You get return KO'd pretty easily, though, which is a bit of an issue.
Yeah, but gatekeeping Pidgeot seems pretty good.
Yeah, it's not terrible, yeah. I also can just blow up a Dusknoir and knock out your Lugia next turn if I wanted to instead. So yeah, maybe you go for the Pidgey.
Yeah, because it's just so much harder for you to especially because you you still have Sealstone at least, but you didn't burn Lumineon in the process there.
Yeah.
Primal Turbo. How much HP does Dusknoir have?
Dusknoir 90.
It's 90? Okay,
yeah.
So I'm thinking if I should double turbo it or not.
Your Fezandipiti's you shouldn't expect it to
die,
live.
yeah. So I'll do that.
Do you not have a gift to put on it?
I just tossed 3, so
yeah,
I don't know.
Okay, I guess not, because one's on there.
I have 1 and yeah, it's prize.
Okay.
I'll do the other Primal Turbo. Missed. Yeah, obviously not what I want here at all, but it seems okay for now. I didn't even think about Fezandipiti attack here. That's even more reason why it's pretty solid. More reason to have it, for sure. I've also seen some lists do the Night Stretcher thing that can have some applicable uses for sure in the list. Never gets you the basic energy though, pretty much, but just getting a Pokemon in your hand seems pretty good. And then I will Cruel Arrow the Pidgey.
Yep. Okay, and I will draw. Okay, so yeah, I have a couple options here. I could, I think, well, either way they're going to start with a V-Star Power and grab the Rare Candy for the Charizard. Or Rare Candy and then Charizard in my hand. I could get Arven instead, but I don't really care about any of the tools. I could put Defiance Band in my hand, but Yeah, I'd rather have the out in the deck, just to have access to that for the rest of the game. I'll put 2 energy on the Charizard, and I have 2 left in deck. So I could go counter Catcher and Archeops, knock it out here, or I could just take the Fezandipiti knockout.
Yeah.
First of all, I should Mesagoza. Okay, I finally did
Yay.
get heads there.
Somebody has gotten ahead.
I'll take the Pidgeot. Then I will evolve into Dusknoir.
Okay.
And we've got a proxy one there for now.
Sure.
Bench Pidgey. And then I can go... Yeah, I've got to decide. Do I KO Fez or knock out the Archeops? I think I'll just take the 2 on the Fezandipiti.
You play... What's the normal ones are? Like 1 Turo, 2 Turo?
1 or 2. I think 2 is more common right now.
What about collapsed?
There's no collapsed in this list right now, but I think collapse is pretty common. Like I think like 70 to 90% of lists are playing collapse.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had to cut it to fit in some of the Dusknoir pieces because I want Devolution in here for Mirror.
Yeah, yeah. I think I wrote that guy then. Draw for turn. Mesagoza. Dude. Ultra Ball. Those 2. Gonna grab hands. Pearl Turbo. Pearl Turbo. So yeah, this is kind of the scary situation. It was cool to deny the Pidgey at least the 1 turn, but it is coming online next turn. But I just had to go for winning in 2 turns here, so I'm going to attach a Legacy, boss up the Lumineon, retreat, and then amp for 3 prizes.
I will draw. So I can go KO the Lugia here if I want to. I could also just KO the Iron Hands. Lugia has a gift on it, so I don't want to do that. I think I'll end up using Radiant Zard. And then I will go ahead and... Yeah, I'll just play an Iono.
Yeah. Oh, no Pidgey.
Yeah, no Pidgey.
I'm scared.
No
I'm
candy.
surprised.
Well, I can still... Yeah, I can hit the candy off.
Did you want a
that.
Mesagoza for like
No,
Dusknoir or
no.
anything? No. Okay.
Yeah, because I could get Charmeleon or re-put the Pidgeot into my hand.
Gotcha.
Yeah, now I'm going to Mesagoza.
It only ever works for your opponents.
Yeah, I'll take the Pidgeot.
Okay.
And then I will just play down a Devo and then Burning Darkness.
All right. I will draw for turn. I will Ultra Ball for Lumineon. For boss.
Yep.
Primal Turbo. Bam. Bam. And
Yeah.
KO Rotom for game.
Yeah, so I mean, kind of the typical, like Zard putting 2, like both Lumineon and Rotom in play against Lugia is pretty rough.
Very bad in that scenario. Because so that's like the one time where I was not punished for taking a single prize knockout. In that first turn. Because normally you really have to go 2-2-2, and you have like no room for error or no room for like any kind of like misstep with that pace in this matchup, especially with the way it is now. There's just no room to like make a misstep unless your opponent is forced to do stuff like that, and then you have a chance for sure.
Yep. And you saw like if I hadn't grabbed the Forest Seal Stone, I wouldn't have even had a Zard attack there. So
yeah.
it was, yeah, definitely necessary.
What cards are people cutting to fit in the Dusknoir and Dusknoir stuff?
So it could be like Collapse Stadium.
Like there's no more Temple
Devo.
and Hammer
Yeah,
now.
no Temple
so
Hammer.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, also the Babero line is getting cut to 1 to fit the Fezandipiti. Yeah, there's usually less like Palpad or Turo counts are going down. Some Iono. I'm on 4 Arven, 2 Iono right now. I think that's a bit better in this format because you don't need to play Ionos as often because there's less turns in the game.
Yeah.
For most of Zard's matchups.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. All right, I'm going to go switch over to the other version of the Lugia deck with the Cinchinos so we can get a good feel for how that matchup goes, because most of the matchups with this deck are going to go basically that. It's either I'm going to roll or you're going to roll, and there's very little like in between. It feels like more has to go my way, basically, in order to make the matchup winnable. But it does have really solid Guardy and matchups into other stuff. I mean, what else is... Drago's like fine.
Is it fine?
It's like fine. I played against it a lot like the past 2 weeks, but it was in previous format with this list, and it's like fine. I wouldn't say it's like great. It's very like kind of coin flippy. Obviously now you have like Curum, and you're also like forced to put the V-Guard back in if people are going to be doing the Giratina V-Star stuff. And even without the V-Star, like it does help with Raging Bolt math as well. So I don't like having the V-Guards in, though. They kind of suck other than that, but it is very useful for that matchup and can help. So if you have like 2 of those, which is what I've been seeing a lot of Japanese lists, that helps swing that more. But yeah, let me go ahead and switch over to Lugia list, and we will get into game number 2. All right, we're getting into game number 2 here. This time I'm playing a Cinchino heavy list with a 3-2 split of the Minchinos, and just going down to 1 Iron Hands. Very standard list. Some other cards, obviously, to include are like Ogerpon is still a solid consideration, especially if people are like being greedy with like switch cards or whatever. Can always be solid, and it's just another card that potentially lets you just kind of bank on steamrolling your opponent and hoping they just don't get everything out turn 1 that they need to survive it. But other than that, pretty standard list, very in line with a lot of the Japanese lists I've been seeing. And yeah, any differences for like any thoughts on like the differences for how this will play out?
Yeah, I think the Dusknoir is way more important against Cinchino to like double KO Cinchino. That's the biggest play for Zard to pull off. If Zard can pull off that, it's in a good spot. If it doesn't, then it's in a rough spot generally.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, we'll see if I can manage to do that.
Yeah, that is kind of how I feel like that's how a lot of Lugia matchups go. Where it's just like, yep, that you do the thing or you don't.
Yeah,
and that's all it is.
And I'll go second again because that's how we'll these decks will choose blind.
Sure.
First for Lugia, second for Zard.
I will draw for turn. I'll go ahead and bench the Minchino. Attach. I guess I should do the gift. And then I will pass.
Okay. I'll draw. I'll start off with an Arven. This hand's a lot better than last game. I'll show the prize cards. Yeah, nothing too important. I do play 2 Duskull in this list.
Yep.
Actually, the Kirin and the Defiance Band are maybe a bit of an issue. Because yeah, if you do take 1 prize knockout, I can still knock you out with the Dusknoir. But
yeah, it does fix so much random math.
If you don't take a knockout, then I wouldn't be able to because I don't have the Defiance Band.
Right.
So yeah, Arven for Buddy, and the Forest Sealstone, and then I will Nest Ball out of my hand for Rotom. Then I'll Poffin for Pidgey plus Charmander.
Yep.
I can also go for... I could use the Sealstone now, or I could save it. I think I'll save it here. I kind of want the Duskull here, though. So I could get another Poffin. Grab... Yeah, then I have... If I draw any of the Candy or Zard off the next hand, I'd be fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll see what happens. I don't know if it's...
Honestly, you just having like a Duskull down puts a lot of pressure on me to like, because sometimes what happens in this matchup is you can just read the win and there's no consequence for it.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. As soon as there's one Dusk Call down, it's just completely different.
Yep. And then I'll also bench Radiant Charizard here because I want that in play eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really need anything else. I could leave the spot open for Lumineon, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess maybe I'll do that. Finding the Radiant Charizard can be a problem though sometimes. Yeah, I'll just hold the hand for now, and then I will instant charge for 3.
All right, good card. Pretty good. Pretty good. How do I do this? So I can get. Yeah, all I can really do is take the one prize knockout here. Ultra Ball. And I'll go ahead and do that prize check since we are doing a testing game. One Lumineon, one Boss, one Cinccino. Can be a problem, but should be fine here. It's kind of interesting how the Dusk Call kind of makes Devo stuff more interesting too, because you're just playing like you just have so many things you want to candy sometimes.
Yeah.
it's kind of a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab. I guess this is just Lumineon and Jacq to actually get the stuff I want, or I could go for getting one Archeops down and just hoping the Iono gives me what I need. How many cards do you have in hand?
I have 8.
Yeah, the upside of the Iono is one, it disrupts you a little bit, but also gives me the chance for the hands play. However, I do need to get another Archeops in the discard for that, along with the hands, which is tricky. So let's see here. So I think this is just Jacq. I'll Lumineon for Jacq, use it, get 2 Archeops. Ultra Ball. Oh wait, I can still do it. Okay, so if I get rid of Iono instead of the Jet, I can do it still. So I'll go ahead and I'll redo the Ultra Ball. Because I forgot. I have Lumineon or Lugia in hand.
Yeah.
So Jet, Primal Turbo. Do Gift Miss, Primal Turbo. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I kind of do need a gift. I kind of need the gift. I could, because I could have gone for a Double Turbo instead, but then I couldn't get Gift and Legacy on it.
Yep.
And so this incentive, I think this is fine. And then, yeah, I'm just going to amp for 120.
Okay. I'll draw. I have, Candy, Pidgeot. Then I'll quick search. Charizard. I will bench the Radiant Charizard. Candy, Infernal Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Go get 1, 2, 3. Then I think I'll go Counter Catcher. Wait, no, I can use Boss here. Yeah, I'll Boss Lumineon.
Sure.
And then I'll, I could use or save the Unfair Stamp. I think I'll.
It does put me from a 2-card hand.
Yeah,
to 2,
for
right?
2 to 2. So yeah, I have to think about how likely was it that your prize cards were good enough where I think you would have gone down this line even if your prize cards were all bad outs, just because you have the.
Because this is just getting the 2 prizes. Yeah.
So I think then I'll save the Unfair Stamp.
I think that makes sense.
And I will retreat and Burning Darkness.
I already forgot the math. I need 5 on this.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's been a long time since I used this guy. Drop for turn. Capturing Aroma. Heads. Go ahead and grab that. And then I will Iono after I shuffle my deck. I just got to draw into 1 energy here. This is very risky. I probably should have gone for a safer play, but...
I think if you miss this, you'd like pretty much lose anyway. So I don't think there is a safer
well,
play. You can attack with
I could have
Lugia,
like
but...
promoted... No, yeah, because there's only 1 energy on this.
Yeah.
If there's 2 and I could promote it, then if I get the tails, I could do something else. But oh no, because my Lumineon's priced. Yeah. So yeah, I'll put the 1 at the bottom. Draw 4. Yeah, we did get an energy. I can do double turbo here. Primal turbo. I'll do those 2. Primal turbo. Do those 2. And then I will special roll for knockout.
All right. Yeah, so the turn 2 hands mixes of the Dusknoir is not really usable. If you hadn't been able to turn 2 hands, then Dusknoir definitely would have come in play this game.
Sure.
I can... Yeah, I think I just Iono here.
Yeah. I draw 2.
3, 4. I'll play a Poffin. Also bench another Charmander from hand, and then I'll quick search.
Yep.
Grab a rare candy, so I have Charizard next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming you don't find the boss on Rotom for game, which I don't have any way to avoid here.
Yeah, so what are you trying to do this turn then?
Just attack with Radzard, knock out the Chinchino, and then next turn go into Zard EX, ideally KO, like probably Archeops, and then next turn finish it off with like if you don't respond with
Just
the
KO
game,
this,
then I
yeah.
knock out Lugia or
Okay.
Lugia for game. So I'll Combustion Blast.
All right, I draw 5.
Hope for no boss.
I have the boss.
Okay.
Draw for turn.
Let's put away the
Boss.
boss and let's see what happens if you don't get it.
Okay. I have Ultra Ball, but I don't have Lumineon.
You don't
so
have Lumineon, okay.
I do have Fezandipiti, though. I can draw more cards. But let's pretend I don't get the boss then. So
Fezandipiti is pretty good to have him play, though, because you can... Well, you'll draw more if I get the Archeops knockout. I can also just knock out the Fezandipiti, so...
yeah.
Yeah, but if you put a... Do you have a gift left to put on the Fezandipiti?
So I wouldn't have promoted this then.
1, 2, 3.
I think I'm out of gifts.
Okay. Yeah, you have 1, 2, 3.
I think it's a
Do you have a
prize.
4th? Or is it...
No. Okay, I must have
Okay.
one then.
Yeah, so you can go up with that, and then...
So I drew... Oh. Do I want a Fezandipiti attack? Because you're stuck in active.
Yeah, I am stuck in active. So you can do that, but then I can go Zard. I can retreat, but it would be kind of tough. So maybe Fezandipiti is the best attack.
Seems pretty good. Broken card.
Yeah.
This is not the attack I was expecting to use both games, but
Yeah,
here we
it's
are.
pretty good.
So I'll put the gifts and the DTE on it. Attach DTE. Do that. Aroma. Tails. Just grab Lugia. Yeah. Grab Lugia, Ultra Ball. I'll fail it. I'm not going to do all the proper thinning actions. I'm just going to Carmine. Just draw 5 cards. All right, and then I will Cruel Arrow. I can only do the Charmanders.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I need to get 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to draw. I need a Super Odd first of all, and then yeah, I need to get. Ideally, I counter catch an Archeops this turn so that I can get around Gift Energy.
Right.
So I have the Zard in my hand. I have a boss, but that doesn't help. I'll start off with Fezandipiti for 3. Okay, so I draw Zard. I don't have an Iono, though.
You still have Stamp, right?
Yeah, I do have Stamp, but I can't really use either of them here, I don't think. So I can go 1, 2, 4. So there should be 3 energy total. One's in hand, though. Yeah. No energy prized. But I did draw one of them, which is a problem because I need to retreat. Okay, so I'll attach. I can quick search for Stamp, then Stamp Boss, and hope to draw Candy Zard, I guess. And I need Candy Zard and Rod, or I just hope that, because I know you don't have Boss in hand already because we put it back. But I know you would have bossed last
so
turn. Yeah,
I might have
you
drawn it.
Yeah, you could have drawn it. I think I have to do it anyway. There's not really an option. Quick search for Super Rod. Then I will Super Rod. Double energy. Then I will Candy Charizard. Infernal Rain. Actually, the counter catcher wouldn't work anyway because I have. Well, no, I could evolve my Dusknoir this turn, and then I'd be out of Fezandipiti range. I think I guess I'd do that. Just theoretically, you could play a second Fezandipiti or a rescue, whatever, the Night Stretcher.
Yeah.
So I can get the Dusknoir out of range of Fezandipiti, and then I will retreat and Burning Darkness for the knockout.
All right, I draw 1 card. And then I draw for turn. I get my Lumineon off prizes.
Yep.
Wait for it. I get Boss. And then I play 2 Bosses orders.
Wow.
But yeah, definitely a much more less stressful on my end.
Yeah,
with the Cinchinos.
much more outs.
Yeah, much more kind of. Obviously, the Dusknoir can just randomly nuke a Cinchino, and that's the scariest thing that you're most worried about.
If you miss the turn 2 hands, and then you either attack with Lugia or attack with Cinchino, or Zard gets up a Zard before you can before you get an attack, so you have to start with the Cinchino. That's where the Dusknoir comes into play.
I will say I did not really think how much this attack is useful.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It applies pressure. It almost makes you want to you can't really justify putting down Mana Fee, but it makes you want to put down Double Pidgey more often. Yeah, which is honestly a pretty substantial amount of pressure in and of itself. And just taking out a single Pidgey, something I learned a lot from playing Rapid Strike is really, really good.
Yeah.
Because it kind of just dismantles their whole deck, even if it doesn't immediately cause apparent issues. It will cause issues turns down the line if they can't get it established again. So very impressed with how good Fezandipiti has been in this list, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to put it initially. You told me to put it in because a lot of Japanese, it was 50-50 in Japanese lists.
Yeah, I think it should be in all of them.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And I didn't even use the draw effect, but
Gift Energy plus Fezandipiti 2 is just draw 10. That's a lot of cards.
Draw a lot of freaking cards. Really like it. But yeah, Lugia is I think a lot of people I think the Japanese tier list was it's a tier A tier type deck. It's good into some of the top 3. It's okay into others. This build, we're saying, it's obviously better Charizard matchup, but now without the guaranteed turn 2 hands and repeated hands, you struggle with the Gardevoir, so that's kind of annoying. Kind of a pick your poison if you want to have the better Zard or the better Guardy matchup, I guess. But it still seems playable enough in the next format. Not sure if it's the play or anything, but seems definitely solid. And then, of course, Zard is going to probably be like top 2 most popular decks.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other thoughts on Zard / Lugia going forward?
No, I think that's all really. Yeah, Lugia seems as strong as ever. Legacy Energy's pretty crazy.
Very good card. Very, very strong card. I have to do a lot of thinking for figuring out how I want to play Lugia next format, if I am going to play more tournaments with it. Because it definitely seems like tricky to figure out the list that will actually be good enough into those top 3 going into next format. But both builds seem good, so yeah. That's going to be it for this episode of the Dead Draw Gaming Tabletop Series. Thank you so much, Jake, for joining us. Jake, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Jake K. Gearhart, and on this YouTube channel, of course.
Of course. Yeah, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate any of the support. Let us know in the comments if there's any other types of tabletop stuff you want to see or other specific matchups going into this world format. Let us know for sure. Shout out to Cutter Tap, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.